First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Monday morning, and it's good to have you with us early on First Alert 6. I'm Erin Hartley.
And I'm Cerise Cole, along with meteorologist Jared Lansford, Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. You know what? We didn't give you all the credit when it was warm, so we won't blame you for the bitter cold morning. You guys, when you walk out the door, it hits you in the face. Yeah. It's that kind of cold.
It stings a little bit. We're going to get the worst out of the way early, though, this week. So this will be the coldest morning, coldest afternoon, just coldest day in general of the entire week. And as we look out across the area, nothing melting today. You'd see a lot of ice flowing in the Missouri River, a lot of snow cover out by Epley, and well, everything's frozen pretty solid right now. We're at 1 degree with light wind, thank goodness, at the airport, but any breath of wind knocks that temperature back a little bit, and you can see pretty clear conditions over the entire area. Take a little wider view, that's pretty much the same story. Some high clouds well to the west. You go all the way to the East Coast, and this nor'easter is still rolling. I was just looking. There are places in eastern New Jersey and along Long Island that have over 20 inches of snow already. And as you can see, there's still a lot left to go before this thing gets out of there. So it is going to be a deep amount of snow and a lot of digging out for people along the Northeast. Temperatures in single digits. Some are below zero. Fremont down to 2 below. Crescent at 1 below. Same story in Underwood. Trying to hold on to whatever warmth and whatever few degrees you can in every other place. 8 below Harlan and Denison to start off the day. So it is very cold. It feels like temperatures when you catch a little breath of wind that get down near 10 below. So again, not everybody dealing with the wind. If you feel it, it's pretty light. But as you can see, any little puff of wind is just enough to drop that wind chill back. And the wind pretty light this morning. We'll try to pick up a little bit this afternoon. Maybe some gusts near 15 miles per hour. Probably not a big deal, but that'll try to warm us up. Emphasis on try, not a lot of success today. By 9 o'clock, we're in the single digits above zero. By noon, we should be up to about 15. Into the afternoon, we're looking at temperatures in the low 20s. By 3 o'clock, I think about 22 to 23 is what we're looking at by 5, and then gradually falling back over the course of the evening. The coldest temperature tonight is probably going to be sometime before midnight as we dip down into the teens for a little bit. And then clouds increase and the south wind starts to drag the number up just a little bit. So like I said, this morning is the coldest one. We will not dip that cold tonight as the high clouds fill in, and we start off tomorrow in the 20s and 30s in much of the area. 3-day forecast then takes us to 51 degrees on Tuesday with mostly cloudy skies. A lot of high clouds. I still think we can get a good amount of warming done and some rain and snow. I think it's mostly rain on Wednesday with a high of about 46. But again, that too should accelerate the melting and get a lot of runoff most likely.
Yeah, on that Wednesday, is that rain going to really accumulate much for us?
Yeah, not much. You might get a little snow. If you're in west central Iowa, north of I-80, got the best chance of getting snow. And here's just a look at the total moisture in the area. 1/10 of an inch or less. It's not a big weather maker, but it's the next one in line to very, very quickly race through from northwest to southeast over the course of Wednesday afternoon and evening. So bump the chances up, but I think anything that falls is going to be pretty light and should be mostly rain or melting snow. Mostly sunny and 56 degrees on Thursday. Friday continues to look like the best day of the 10-day forecast with 64 for the high there, and then cooler Saturday and Sunday down in the 30s and 40s. And we'll see. The pattern gets a little busier. We're probably going to see one, maybe two systems move through early next week. We'll see if that can do anything and tack on a little more snow, a little moisture. We need all the moisture we can get, but I think as we head into March, people are pretty much done with snow. At least they'd like to be. We'll see if we get any
Mentally.
more. Yeah. After that last round, we'll see if we add any more early in the month.
All right, we shall see. Rusty, thank you. I'm turning to traffic now. And there are a few crashes out there as we start the new week.
Yeah, and you know, people may be wondering, I don't think it's road condition related.
Okay.
It looks pretty good on a lot of our roads, but just happened to have a couple of issues with crashes that we've had take place. Let's take a look at our first one, and this is as you're making your way toward 72nd on Blondo, we have a crash that's in place. We did have the road briefly blocked in that eastbound direction, but you want to use some caution in this area. Maybe consider making your way up toward Maple early this morning as an alternate route. Things are moving generally okay in this area if you're heading westbound. Eastbound is where that crash is in place. Another one that we had come in, zooming westward here. This is a little north of Valley with this one. 276th and Bennington Road, another one where you want to watch and use some caution if you're in that area. A little more of a rural area with that one. As far as any kind of delays that we're looking at, I've been watching a couple of spots, including southbound as you go on 90th, approaching Dodge. Just a minor delay that's showing up in that area. And then I've also been watching this area of Maple just to the west of 680, where we've occasionally had some delays going westbound approaching 108th. Looks pretty good right now. You can see a lot of green on the map, good sign. A little bit of a delay showing up as you get just past State Street eastbound on Blair High as you approach 680. Another spot to watch early this morning, but mostly doing pretty well. Even some spots that tend to have some problems around this time, like the JFK, are holding up in pretty good shape. So hopefully we kind of keep the incidents very isolated and have a decent start to our work week.
Nice.
All right, Jared, thank you very much. On to news now. New this morning, a house fire in the Florence neighborhood of Omaha was deemed to be an accident. Fire officials say happened Sunday evening near 31st and Grebe Streets. Crews arrived and found fire near the chimney. One person living in that house was displaced. The good news is no injuries to report. The damage is estimated to be, though, at $55,000. Omaha boxing champ Terrence Bud Crawford once again pulled over by police.
Now, Omaha police pulled him over on suspicion of driving through a red light over the weekend. So here's what we know. An Omaha police officer stopped Crawford in an SUV Saturday afternoon. The officer wrote on the ticket that Crawford drove through 2 red lights downtown. According to the citation, Crawford told the officer he was on his way to watch his son wrestle for a state championship at the CHI Health Center.
Crawford is awaiting an April trial on a careless driving ticket he received last fall. Crawford's bodyguard says they announced they had illegal guns in the car. Omaha police said one of the officers did not hear them, and when the officer saw the gun, they ordered everybody out at gunpoint. 3 passengers in that car filed a federal suit against the city. Crawford did not join that suit.
Happening today in Nebraska, notary public goes on trial. J.C. Todd of York faces 24 counts of official misconduct. He's accused of improperly signing off on medical marijuana petitions. Prosecutors say he notarized petition pages without the presence of the petition circulator. A Hall County judge initially dismissed those charges last year. They argued notary publics are not government workers and cannot face criminal penalties. Well, in April, a district judge reversed that decision, ruling notaries are public servants and can be held criminally liable.
At the safety desk now with Maria Cade. Maria, more than 1 in 7 U.S. adults are estimated to have chronic kidney disease.
Yeah, it's a big problem. And out of that group, as many as 90% actually have no idea that they even have it. And that chronic kidney disease, it can progress really before it's even detected because there are limited symptoms that people have. So kidneys, they play a really crucial role in our bodies. They're closely linked to the heart since their job is to filter and clean out our blood. But when those filters are damaged, it can also strain the heart. Conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease can cause permanent damage to your kidneys. But as it's happening, there's oftentimes no pain. You can also take care of your kidneys by having a healthy diet, low in sodium and rich in whole foods, veggies, and lean proteins too. So some things you can incorporate into your everyday.
Yeah, good to know. Maria Cade, thank you. We're back after this.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope your morning's getting off to a good start. So we're looking live outside, and it sure looks beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That sunrise, look at that big ball of light, that sun. It's not heating up anything, though. It's not doing its job.
There's the steam just rolling off the building.
Yeah, it is so cold out there this morning, Rusty.
We're right around 0, single digits at best in much of the area. So, yeah, bundle up as you head out. These numbers aren't going to improve very quickly today either. This will easily be the coldest weather we have all day and all week, is right now this morning. Frigid start to a cold day. Tomorrow, we'll get a rapid warm up and a lot of melting. I think we could make it into the lower 50s in many spots. The rest of the week gets some midweek showers. We'll watch for on Wednesday, and a lot more warmth to go with it. Now, pretty quiet on the radar. Satellite picture the same as well. Got some lake effect snow bands rolling off of Michigan, heading towards through the central part of Indiana as well. It's the backside of that storm system. It's bringing a ton of snow to the East Coast. Just saw a 24-inch snow report come in for the central portions of New Jersey, and it's still snowing like crazy. So that is going to be some historic numbers. We have single digits above and below 0 right in the middle of the upper Midwest here, and that colder air is going to be heading that direction. Wind gust forecast will be pretty light this morning, but notice it does pick up overnight. Nothing strong, but 15 to 20 mile per hour gusts out of the south. We'll try to bring in some of the warmer air that we will get tomorrow. So near 0, 7, 8 o'clock as you go drop off the kids here this morning. By 9, we're about 4 degrees, so nothing's warm at all. A little bit of a north wind to start off. So there's our jump to about 22 to 23. We'll fall back a little bit this evening and then climb towards tomorrow morning. So it should be a lot warmer by tomorrow morning, nearly 25 to 30 degrees warmer to start off tomorrow than what we're dealing with right now. 51 on Tuesday, looking pretty good. A little bit of a setback on Wednesday with a lot of the clouds. I talked about the rain potential with this, and you can see up in our northeastern counties here, north of I-80, that's where the best chance is of getting a little bit of snow from this one. Probably wet snow, doesn't amount to much, and then late afternoon into the evening, a couple more rounds of showers move in, but they'd be rolling into some colder air in the northeastern corner where they could change over to some wet snow. So by 11 o'clock, still some of that through Harlan, Atlantic, drop into the southeast. 56 Thursday, 64 on Friday, looking very, very nice to round out the week. So that storm system coming in, it's not going to bring colder air behind it. Thursday keeps trending warmer, and Friday keeps trending warmer as well. Some models even suggest upper 60s on Friday.
Ooh. We're kind of going up on this roller coaster ride up until Friday, looking mild. Is that going to last, though?
I wish it would stick around for the weekend. That'd be awesome. Get right back. Finish February the way we started it, with a long stretch of some warmth, but I'm thinking 40s and 30s and busier pattern early next week again. I think we could have a couple of different storm systems move through, and that'll bring some cooler air. This would be snow on Sunday if it materializes, and then a little rain-snow mix after that. But you look at the early start of March, and the odds lean warmer than average over a huge chunk of the country, and that's going to likely mean 40s and 50s and maybe even a few more 60s. So a warm start to March looks to be on the way. Average high by early March is low 40s, so for a little perspective.
Makes you wonder if we're done with the snow.
Who
said that?
You said out loud.
What? I don't know. I messed it up, didn't I? All right. Let's talk about traffic. Folks need to grab those sunglasses. We showed the view outside, and it's a lot of sunshine this morning.
Yeah, I've got 4 more views of sunshine
coming
up.
Perfect.
So,
we need it on a Monday.
Really bright. So it's nice. It gets you awake a little bit more, having that nice sunshine, but it's going to make it a little hard to see. And not only that, but keep in mind we've got fairly fresh snow on the ground as well, and that's going to just compound that glare that you could be looking at. So definitely have the sunglasses, but be prepared if you're heading eastbound. It may be a little difficult to see. There you can see what it looks like on I-80 as you're going eastbound just past 680 interchange, and it's not quite straight on, but it's just offset for you with that sunlight. So it's going to be pretty bright. It's going to be a little hard to see. You're going to want to be prepared for people who are maybe trying to combat that, maybe going a little slower than normal on a lot of those eastbound roads. That is a spot that does tend to slow down when we have sun glare issues, is I-80 as you're getting past 680. Also watch Dodge as you're going through some of Westo, and then 370 right around I-80. Speaking of, Let's check in on that area, and you can see it's a little slow westbound as that heavier traffic starts to make its way toward the interstate. One of the spots where we do have a few delays. Of course, continuing to watch some of those spots where we did have the crashes earlier. Seems like we're doing okay on Blondo, just to the west of 72nd. Continue to use some caution in that area as we get things up and running, but mostly moving along pretty well on a lot of our main roads. You aren't seeing too much in the way of delays. We'll keep an eye on it as we continue to make our way through the morning, and if we do start to have any of those bigger issues start to pop up, of course, we'll be sure to first alert you. By the way, you can always keep up to date on stuff on our website, firstalert6.com. That traffic blog is really helpful.
Yeah, very convenient too. All right, Jared, thank you. Happening tonight, Omaha Public Schools officials plan to present their 5-year budget plan.
Now, the meeting was rescheduled from last Thursday due to the winter weather we were dealing with at that time. OPS officials say we'll get $50.6 million less in state aid for the coming year. Last November, the state warned some districts they were overpaid and should expect that overpay be made up in the next year's budget. Tonight's meeting starts at 6. Still ahead, slow and steady wins the race and may help save an island.
A major conservation win you need to see this morning when we come back.
Now, this morning, Ecuador is marking an environmental milestone on Floriana Island.
Now, workers released 158 giant tortoises. The species had been locally extinct since the 19th century. Scientists and environmental groups worked together for more than a decade to make it happen. They're like checking it out. What's going on? Giant tortoises play a very important role in nature. They help disperse seeds, maintain vegetation, and help regenerate the surrounding habitat. So very important.
Huge news.
All right. Cool. Well, Team USA's recent silver medal in mixed doubles curling is creating a massive wave of interest in the sport.
Omaha's Exarban Curling Club is feeling the surge. The club says the memberships have more than doubled since the start of the Milan Games. The Exarban Curling Club holds leagues and learn to curl events throughout the entire year. So if you're interested, we have links to that up on our website, firstalert6.com. Rusty tried it out.
I want to be the one that does the broom sweep person.
I tell you what, so the stone is so heavy. We did this when we had the Winter Olympics.
I remember that.
Several years ago. So we went, I think we were at Moylan Ice Complex with their curling club. That stone just goes. You barely need to push it. It was just flinging right past the circle off the edge. Like it does not take much to to force it down the ice at all.
We should have brought that video up because we have it of you
Oh, we
curling.
do?
Yeah.
Probably have hair in that video. That would have been bad.
All right, it was a good Winter Olympics. Here's the final winter count brought to you locally on First Alert 6 by Union Omaha. The U.S. finishes with 12 gold medals. That is the most ever won at the Winter Olympics. Go Team USA.
That's cool.
They finished with 33 total medals. Norway just did that thing. They're the Olympic champion. They won 41 medals and 18 gold. So they had a day.
I'm kind of sad that they're
Couple
over.
days.
It's always neat. You see these sports that don't always get the attention,
Yeah.
have the spotlight for a little while. There are so many really neat moments. Winning the hockey games at the last second for both of the U.S. teams. The figure skating has been a big storyline. There's a lot of stuff that's been happening.
Someone on Facebook just mentioned that when it's over, you get this kind of feeling like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know people did that, but.
And so many of the Olympic athletes, like the bobsledders, the luge, they all have full-time jobs outside.
They got to get back to work.
There's not like a full-time luge season, I don't think.
Passion,
It's kind of cool to see them come together.
Yeah, I'm proud of them. They did very well. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. Of course, you can watch it here, streaming or over the air.
Have a great start to your Monday.
Starts with a shared belief that from day one, every child deserves pediatric care built just for them, where Band-Aids are worn like badges of honor, milestones are measured with computers and crayons, and checkups feel effortless because they're close to home. With trusted pediatricians who know their patients by heart. Because when you believe, better always leads the way. Children's physicians believe in better.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6.
I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. It's good to have you with us. Let's get an update on the roads this morning on a chilly start to the day. Jarrett.
When we have these really cold mornings like this, we can have some issues with vehicles starting to stall out. That's what we've had happen as you're making your way on eastbound Maple. This is the left lane being blocked as you get just past 680. So watch that area, stay to the right, and be aware that this is something that could happen as you're heading out and about. Obviously, also sun glare is an issue with the difficulty in seeing that situation. Any of our eastbound roads, you want to be prepared for things to slow down as people try to deal with that limited visibility with the combination of that sun as well as the fairly fresh snow that's on the ground. Most roads are moving along pretty well. A little bit of a slowdown JFK as you're getting near I-80 northbound, and then you've got some delays on 144th and Millard, but mostly it's just the fact that you have to deal with that limited visibility in the early going of our morning. We'll keep an eye out for any other issues and of course first alert you if we do start to have more problems. Rusty.
Thanks, Jared. It's all about the cold air out the door this morning. We're in the low single digits, and some places have dipped below zero. Fremont, the cold spot on this view of the map at 3 below, with single digits out there this morning. You get a little wider view, 6 below Denison and Harlan right now, 4 below in Atlantic. So nobody is warm, some just colder than others, and any breath of wind drops the wind chill down near 10 below in some spots. So bank on a cold morning as you head out. And honestly, it's going to be tough to warm up all day. Getting up into the double digits above zero for our wind chill. And first alert forecast will get us to a 23 for the high. But this is the coldest air we will have all week. We'll get it out of the way early and warm up quite a bit. 51 on Tuesday, 46 on Wednesday. likely up into the 60s by the end of the week. A significant dent will be made in the snow. Aaron?
OPS officials plan to present their 5-year budget plan tonight. OPS officials say they'll get $50.6 million less in state aid for the coming year. Tonight's meeting starts at 6.
It is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.